But the woman conceived, and she bore a son about that time the following spring, as Elijah had said to her. When the child had grown, he went out one day to his father among the reapers. And he said to his father, "Oh, my head, my head." The father said to his servant, "Carry him to his mother." And when he had lifted him and brought him to his mother, the child sat on her lap until noon, and then he died. Verse 21. And she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God, and shut the door behind him, and went out. 22. Then she called to her husband and said, "Send me one of the servants and one of the donkeys, that I may quickly go to the man of God and come back again." And he said, "Why will you go up to him today? It is neither new moon nor Sabbath." She said, "All is well." Now, we've taught on this before, and I will reiterate that teaching because I agree with it. This echoes what Y'shua does with Jairus' daughter. Remember, he's walking through the crowd, and you have the woman with the issue of blood who has had an issue of blood for 12 years, and she touches his garment, and power goes out of him. And Jairus shows up and said, "My daughter's sick, come heal her." As they are heading to his house, a messenger comes and says, "You don't need to bother the rabbi, your daughter just died." What does Y'shua say? He says, "Don't talk, don't say anything." And the idea here is the Shunammite woman also doesn't say anything, except it's a well. What she doesn't do is she doesn't start screaming and say, "My baby's dead, or my son is dead." Similarly, Y'shua, when he meets Jairus and Jairus gets the bad news that his daughter has died, he says, "Don't say anything, only believe." And in both cases, I believe what they are doing is saying, do not speak into this situation, because I am going to go do something, and if I've got you speaking something different into the situation, it's A, either not going to work, or B, going to be really difficult, so just keep your mouth shut and let me do my thing. We've talked about the power of a prophet's words. Your words also have power. So if you start speaking negatively into a situation, you create spiritual cross-currents that may make it difficult or impossible for the man of God to do his thing. And the example we have there is Y'shua. When Y'shua goes back to Nazareth, his hometown, and everybody looks at him and says, "Isn't this Joe the carpenter's son? Who's this guy?" And it says he could do no miracles there, because the people were, "That's only Joe's son. We've known him since he was in diapers. This can't be anybody special." And so to them, he wasn't anybody special. So the idea here of the Shunammite woman being silent in the face of losing her son and going straight to the man of God is, if you will, a pattern that gets set up, and it shows up other places in Scripture.